background music. You can't hear it, but I can.
Good morning, Riverside.
We are here with Mr. Bobby Fonts. How are you?
A legend. You guys are too much. Don't fill my head. I'm just an old man now. I'm doing fine. Billy, it's good to see you.
We are so excited to have you here. We've when we started this, that was one of the things Tony had mentioned about teachers, and more. I can't tell you how many people said, you got to get Mr. Fonts in there. You got to get Mr. Fonts. Never mind just for the teachers and stuff, but the hockey piece, which I want to talk to you a little bit about too. Probably a lot about being a hockey fan and all. But what even got you into the teaching world? That's kind of, because when we chatted before, when you told me a little bit about the story, your hockey coach when you were a kid and who that hockey coach was.
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up.
So I'm going to stop now and let you roll.
Yeah. I had one of the finest hockey coaches. He was my hockey coach, not mine. He was our hockey coach and our baseball coach, Mr. Dona Maynard. His grandson, Jim, is working with you here.
Yeah.
That man was, well, we idolized him. And back in, I grew up on Bright Ridge Avenue, over there with the Hot
Oh, yeah, right in the center of town.
And, back then, most of us didn't have cars. We were sophomores in high school. Mr. Maynard would come down, because he lived on Armington Street right there. He'd come down Bright Ridge Avenue, pick me up, take us to the Rhode Island Auditorium. Of course, back in those days, the prehistoric days, we practiced indoors very infrequently.
Yes.
We'd practice right behind Willard Avenue Pond, Jones's Pond in your neck of the woods, Burr's Pond. I don't know if you know that, over near the grist mill.
Yes, Burr's Pond.
I think we referred to it as two ponds. It was up in Rumford. So that's where we did our practicing. And I'll tell you, we used to get out there at about 5:30, 5:45 in the morning. And those were the days where you'd skate from Thanksgiving. The ponds would all be frozen.
Yeah.
Now, with the changes, I don't want to get political, but, you don't skate outside anymore. I don't think I see kids skate at all. So I got involved with hockey. I always loved baseball. Our gang used to go down to House Street Playground. Then we'd move over to Pierce Field to play the guys over around Pierce Field.
Yes.
So we love baseball. But as I said, Billy, Mr. Maynard he was tremendous. Probably the best memento I ever had, and I've got it at home. I don't ever let it out of my sight. Was a little note that he sent me, because he had gone to Arizona. Jimmy might have told you, right after he had us, he had an opportunity to go out there with one of the great legends, Lou Faber. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Lou Faber, but in the 40s, in the early 50s, he was a legendary coach. He coached some of those great teams with Tiny Mello, Donnie Erickson. I remember those names when I was a little kid. But he came back and he moved into Burrillville. And when we had that championship team in '75, 50th anniversary, I thought maybe that's why you were inviting me. This is the 50th anniversary of our championship team.
Yes.
And as my buddies always tell me, listen, Fonts, a monkey could have coached that team, and a monkey did. But he sent me a note. We had played up in Burrillville. The finals were a best of three. We beat Burrillville in 2 straight games, 6-5 for both the games. That's why I've got all this white hair.
You only had like 5 or 6 guys. I mean, like 6 or 7 guys in that team, right? How many guys? What was the team? With there was a certain line that was pretty much the main.
Yeah, that was a great line. But what I wanted to tell you is, when we went into the New Englands, we played.
And where was that?
Up in Lewiston, Maine.
Yep.
That was the arena there where Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali by then, knocked out Sonny Liston in the first round.
Yep.
It was an old barn of a building, a big barn. But we played a team. In the finals, we beat Lewiston, Maine. They had a tremendous team. In the semifinals, we played a team from New Hampshire, Berlin. It's not Berlin, Berlin. But when those guys came out on the ice, they all looked like they were 22 years old.
Yeah.
They all had full, and I'm not exaggerating, they all had full beards.
It's colder in New Hampshire.
Yeah. So, plus, those guys were like,
could practice
they were like
on-
Canucks.
Yeah,
they
they
were,
can practice on the ice days.
when they came out on the ice, they didn't skate forward. They all came out and they skated backwards, all the way around the net. And all that. So our fans, in fact, a couple of my buddies always told me, they said, we'll never forget what that team looked like. But we came from behind, both teams. We had the first game we played against a team from New Hampshire, which was good. It was a good team, but we didn't have any trouble beating them. But the Berlin team and then Lewiston had 3 tremendous lines. But to answer your question, Billy, we had 3 All-Staters, and we could have had a 4th. Ronnie and Rocky, who lived right here in Riverside. I don't know if you know Rocky. But we had 2 great first-line guys. Billy Army, who's a legend. He's going to be put into the Rhode Island Hall of Fame, Hockey Hall of Fame this summer. Then, of course, the youngest Wilson, Randy Wilson, who was went on to become an All-American at Providence College. So we were blessed with them. Plus, we had some homegrown players.
Yeah.
We had Johnny Thompson, who was he was like the coach on the ice. You just can't explain how effective he was. He just before the season started, we had a kind of a crummy year the year before. That was my first year coaching. I didn't know much from anything. Although I got to give a lot of credit to Mr. Sprague. Mr. Sprague had been the coach there. He turned it over to me, and it was a real drop down because he was a great coach.
Well, you learned it all. You learned it to go.
That's what it was. And then we had Ron Naraki. We put him on the right wing. And I got a lot of great advice from Mr. Thomas. Mike Thomas.
I was just going to bring him up. I know Mr. Thomas very well. His son was drummer in my band for like 10 or 15 years. Yeah. And he would bring up his hockey days all the time.
He was the one, because I would get emotional and I get a little the Portuguese blood in me, But Mr. Thomas would kind of cool me.
Yes.
Coach, relax and everything. Because it was a tough season. Hockey back then, it's still now.
Very competitive.
It was. We had some great
Cranston
teams.
had some amazing teams.
Cranston had great teams. That was a little lull in the Mount St. Charles program. We didn't have too much trouble beating them. But Burrillville had some tremendous players. So getting back to Mr. Maynard, I hear him wandering around a lot. You guys are letting me talk.
Yes.
He sent me this note, which I've held on to, and it just said, "Dear Bob, got to see your team Saturday night. Well coached. You could see that they really enjoyed what they were doing." So I put that aside, and I've kept that all my life, because that's how much respect we had for that man. But I want to give a shout out. We had 3 All-Staters, but we also had some homegrown kids. We had, in fact, just today, we had the Boyd family from, Tommy Boyd was our defenseman. Little guy, tough as nails, so he lived on the terrace. I just went this morning and saw me kind of dolled up, as much as I can be dolled up.
You looked adorable.
Oh, he's a beast. Yeah, he's like his father.
He's a lot of work.
Yeah. But
I should leave on that high note. Thank you.
So, I don't know if I'm going over the limit there.
No, there's no limit. There's no limit with you right now.
Well,
don't worry about
one of Tommy Boyd's younger brother, Timmy, we went to his funeral this morning. A great, tremendous family. But we had, luckily, we had the Dudley Richards rink.
Yes, right in East Providence.
Because these Providence kids are great athletes, they didn't have the beginning like the Army family and the Wilson family. Those guys were skating since they were 5 years old. But we had guys, when the Dudley Richards rink was in existence, we had guys that started maybe in the 8th and 9th grades.
Yes.
Guys like Ronnie Naraki, the Poria brothers, Flip. You remember Flip Poria?
Well, Mark.
Yeah,
Mark came in the other day.
Morning.
Oh, good, because he came in.
Funeral.
He brought me Rick Sylvester's jersey.
Well, that's what I was so excited the other day.
Yes.
There was another name, Ricky Silvestro, lived right over there in Kent Heights near Kent Field.
And he, from what I understand, he looks just like he used to. Someone saw it because I took a picture of him and put it on Facebook, and they said, I haven't seen him in 30 years, and he still has the same hair.
I hadn't seen him much
Yeah.
either. But I want to get, like, Paul Johnson, who lives in Riverside also. Tough kid. He was a sophomore on that team.
Yeah.
And the thing was,
A sophomore
course we
going up
had-
to Maine to play a hockey game.
yeah, we had a center iceman, Cliff Moore. Tremendous athlete. The only black kid who participated in that team, 1975 team.
Yeah.
Cliff was an old state soccer. He was a tremendous baseball player, and he took up hockey. When Berlin, that team that looked like all pros, when they played us, they had scouted our top line, Wilson, Army, and Naraki. They kind of stymied them. Cliff Moore
Stood out.
was our center. He was tremendous. In fact, I've got clippings. I should have brought them here, but I thought maybe I would give them to you. But I need them. I have to.
You know,
hold
we're going to end up doing another follow-up of this, so you can bring them for us to see.
Yeah,
I don't need them now, but at some point I'm going to need those clippings
We've
for my
also
wall.
talked about doing, because I had mentioned teachers, we think it would be great
roundtable.
to do like a round table with, some teachers from different generations, so the discussion could play off each other and memories and things that had happened over the years.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it would be great.
Well, that's how I got to know that Billy was here. I've known his dad for all these years. But I stopped in one day because John Alexion, the science teacher, around the corner, I think I came in to get him some wieners. And that's when, we were talking about Billy. And where am I going here? So that would be good. We went to visit John Alexion. He's over at Hattie Eye Chafee. He's not going to stay there long. In fact, he just called me last night.
Feeling better?
He's doing a lot better. And Charlie, his son Charlie.
Yeah, he popped in, yeah.
Yeah,
He
so
stopped
that's
in.
good.
Very
So I
good.
want to continue with that hockey team. We had a goaltender, was tremendous. We had John Thompson on defense. His brother Moochie, Charlie,
Yeah.
but everybody knew him as Moochie. And we had Mark Jansen. Does Mark ever come in from
No, but
Riverside?
I know the name.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
trying
Mark.
to-
He was a sophomore. And then guys like Ricky Silvestro. We had on defense. We had it was a sad story. We had Joe Lacrosse, the great Lacrosse family.
Yeah.
I'm going to get emotional.
That's all right. That's I get you.
Passed away next year. Okay, got my back on my feet now. So it was just a tremendous year. Everything came together. We played some tremendous teams, and that's probably what I'm known for, coaching that team.
You're known for many of things.
Yeah,
That's
I was
one
just
of
going
the.
to say,
That's a
it's
huge
not
one.
just that.
Yeah, that's a huge one, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and all these kids, they all talk about you the way you talk about Mr. Maynard.
Yeah.
So
Well, thank you.
that's the truth. I mean, everybody that when I mentioned that you were coming here was so excited about it. They're like, so I said, this is going to be the first one we're going to do, and I knew this hockey team how much it meant to you, and all these players. That's why I was glad that. I mean, just you remembered all these names.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And all these kids that played on these teams.
I hope I didn't leave anybody out there. They were all great kids.
Yeah.
But as I said, and who I see all the time, Lenny Butler. The Butler family, great athletes.
Yeah.
Lenny just retired. Lenny?
I don't know, the name sounds familiar.
He lives right over here off Rounds. Beautiful home.
Yeah.
And he's an accomplished woodworker. He's done things with wood that you can't believe. He makes these boxes. He sent a couple of things to the White House.
Yeah.
And they've sent him. He's just incredible. What an athlete he was.
Oh yeah.
And I won't talk too long, but when I had Lenny on the baseball team, Lenny was like this was on the JV squad when he was in the 10th grade. One day, Lenny, as was this case with his brothers, always on time. He was like the centerpiece of our team. One day he came late, and being the clown that I am, I said, Lenny, all season long, you're never late. What in the world? What kind of an example you were setting?